Good morning, everybody, and happy Friday, or Fry-yay, as it's called in our house at home. Do you know what, everybody? You have worked so hard for so many weeks now. I have decided to give you all next week off. You don't have to come to school. You can just have a holiday with your family just because you've worked so hard. Hope that's okay with everybody. It's actually half-term holiday, isn't it? It's bank holiday Monday on Monday, and then we actually have the whole week off. So we've got a lovely rest to look forward to, and I think some nice weather. I think it's kind of starting to change from spring into summer, so I hope we have a really good time during the holidays. And after all this hard work, have a little rest, do all those things that you enjoy with your families. A couple of interesting things to show you. First of all, I love it that children just bring me things and say, oh, can you show the children this? The first one, before we look at some good work, Pearl brought this in, and this, she said, was something that an elephant handler made and wove out of grass, and it is in fact a grasshopper, while she was riding an elephant in Thailand. And I thought that was such a good story. She came in and said, Mrs. Scarderfield, whilst I was riding an elephant in Thailand, the elephant handler wove this grasshopper out of grass. It's amazing, isn't it? What a talent to be both an elephant handler and also a great artist as well. So thanks, Pearl. That's come and collect it. That's a real object of interest to share with everybody. Thank you very much. And then the second thing is a photograph, and it's a photograph. Do you remember Zachary's goose and goslings? Well, he's given me a little photograph of them. Here we are. Now that one is actually Daddy Goose. And there are the two little goslings, bright yellow and doing well. Oh, it's really good to see the parent as well. And there he is, all white, who produced that goose egg. And there's the two little goslings. So that's a happy picture this morning. And the next thing I need to draw your attention to, and I've used the word draw intentionally, is because our wonderful heads of houses in year sixes and year six are organising an inter-house competition. And it's a competition that if you want to take part, and there are prizes, some art prizes, then you will need to get going on this during the half-term holiday. Okay, it is, for all you artists out there, a drawing competition. And here's a poster that the children have made, so I'll read it to you. Here it goes. And it's to raise money, I think, for Freya's Just Giving page and the candle lighters, which we've done such a good job with this year. It says, to join in with this competition, you will draw your image over half term or the first week back. So you've just got 2 weeks, the half-term holiday and then the first week back, and give it to your teacher with 50 pence. So you have to give in your drawing and 50 pence to take part, okay? The heads of houses in year six will be providing the prizes, and I think there's an art theme, some art materials to the prizes, and will also be judging. You will have a winner in your year and 3 overall winners for the whole school. This drawing competition is for every year, including nursery and reception. Oh, here we go. The theme, there's a theme to this, you can't just draw anything, but you can draw lots of different things, is to use your imagination to create your own designed dream, fantasyland world, fantasy animals, people, and other things like that, but with your own twist. So I'll say that again. The theme, use your imagination to create your own dream, fantasy, land, world, animals, people. So it's really fantasy, imaginary things. So you could go really, really overboard with colour and design. You could design a place or a person or a fantasy animal and draw that, colour it in if you want to do a coloured one, and then come with a 50 pence piece and hand it in to your teacher, who will hand it down to the children in year six. So I'll just show you the other posters that go with that. Art and drawing competition, magical and fantasy world drawings, including imaginary characters and animals. All donations going to Freya's Just Giving page. So that's another poster. Here's another one with a lovely picture on, of a fantasy world there that the children have made. And another one with a great picture on as well. So well done, heads of houses, for organising that and for making these posters. Make sure those go up. And it's a lovely thing to do over the half term, isn't it? To have a go at doing a fantasy or imaginary place, person or animal. So that's something to do over half term. Now let's have a little look at some really nice work. So in year 6, I've got a couple of pieces from year 6. The children in art have been looking at pop art, which was a real movement in the 1960s. And they've been looking at an artist called Liechtenstein and having their own go at making some pop art designs. So I'll show you some of them. This is Elizabeth's. Some of the features of pop art were kind of black outline drawings, almost comic style really, and very bright colours. Here's a lovely pop art style sunset. And another one. Sorry, who was the sunset by? That was by Sophia. And then another one that says pop. This is Juno's. I like the dots on that one, Juno. These are very happy, aren't they? Another sunset. This is Annabelle's, which is beautiful. So bright and cheery. These would look fabulous in a frame. And another one. This is Sophie's. That's lovely, Sophie. I love your cloud design around the word pop. And what else? I'm sure there was a black and white one. Oh, yes, this is Jensen's. And Jensen decided to kind of do a drawing in Liechtenstein style. Very detailed, very accurate. Well done, Jensen. So well done, year 6, for some lovely artwork. And then also in year 6, but this time in geography, the children have been thinking about their vision for the future, really, in terms of geography, what we'd be needing to work on, what the important things would be in our community. And they've created lovely big posters around this. Our vision for the future. So the first one I'm going to show you is Stanley, Evans, Olivia's and Annabelle's. I'll show you what it looks like first of all. Here we go. So a lovely vision board. And I'm going to read you one of them. One of the things that they said that we need to have a look at. So for housing in the future, this group have said, by helping our planet, we could place solar panels on all houses in the future. We could have more semi-detached houses to protect the environment by having more land for animals and food and trees. Knocking down old houses that are no use would mean the land could then be used for wind turbines. So an excellent vision for the future to look after our planet. And this one, who's this by? Jojo. Somebody whose name I can't read. Isabel? Tom and Olivia. There's their poster. A little flap on there. And let's read one of their sections. Let's look at public services. What do we want to see in our community in the future? Every person in our community should have access to a swimming pool, public transport, a library, doctors, Pizza Hut. Not sure about that. School, definitely school. Refuse collection, shops, and post office and various other things. And it's got a little person on there that says the NHS rocks. I agree. Let's have a look. Let's have one more. So this one, this is what it looks like. Very neatly presented. And this one is by, oh, I've only got initials. A, D, C, J, M, M, O, W, and S, Z. I know who that one is. Work out the other ones. So industries, it says here, in the future, we would need agriculture to be a primary or secondary choice of employment. So this group is saying that actually everybody needs to go and have jobs and get jobs in agriculture, working on the land, producing food for us. As well as this, entertainment should be included with these jobs, as everyone needs a form of leisure and free time. Couldn't agree more. In the future, we should improve our recycling industry to make plastic objects into more useful things like household objects, car fuel, glass, electric use, and medical items. This will help our world as we're not burning as much plastic, creating toxic smoke and thickening the ozone layer. Wow, what a great geography project you have done, Year 6. Very clear to me, you've been working very hard this week. Now, on to some English work. So, in Year 3, they're reading The Sheep Pig by Dick King-Smith And the little pig has learned lots of skills of being a sheepdog, and he can now round up the sheep just as well as a sheepdog. And in the book, the farmer decides to take Babe, the sheep pig, to the sheepdog trials. But unfortunately, there's quite a lot of resistance to that. People don't think it's a good idea. And Ella in year 3 has written a brilliant letter back to the farmer to say, no, you cannot bring your pig to the sheepdog trials. Have a listen to this. Dear sir or madam, someone has told me that Farmer Hoggett is bringing a pig. It is not a sheepdog and should not be brought to the sheepdog trials. It is extremely ridiculous. He shouldn't be able to enter a pig into the competition. People will laugh at us because it's going to be on TV all over the world. I recommend that you disqualify him right now. He should not be allowed to bring that pig. Yours faithfully, from Farmer Stella. So well done, Ella, on a really, really, really good and formal letter of complaint. Let's see what happens. I have a feeling that Farmer Hoggett is going to take Babe anyway and show them that he can be a really, really good sheep pig. And then the next piece of English, oh my goodness me, this is Addie's. Addie, you have worked so very hard on your Mr. Ben story. It's like an entire book. There are pages after pages after pages like this, beautifully illustrated and beautifully written. You have written your own book. It could be published, Addie, I think. The Mr. Ben stories. Lots of you will remember further up school if you studied this in year 2. I'm going to read the first part of it. It was a dry, hot day on Festive Road. Children were fighting roughly. Inside his house, Mr. Ben was lifting weights whilst watching boxing. I wonder if I could be a boxer, because then I could be rich and famous, thought Mr. Ben. Maybe I could visit that old costume shop again. Soon enough, he arrived at the costume shop. As if by magic, the shopkeeper appeared. Good morning, sir, said the shopkeeper. Is that a boxer's outfit? Said Mr. Ben. It most certainly is, said the shopkeeper. And do you know, boxers take 20% of damage every year? Wow, I didn't know that, said Mr. Ben. You know where the changing rooms are, sir, said the shopkeeper. So off he went to the changing rooms where adventures start. And what follows there is a whole adventure with Mr. Ben in his boxing suit before he ends up, of course, back in the shop and back on Festive Road. But it's so impressive, Addie. It's a long, almost like a chapter book, really. And the quality of the writing, the punctuation and the illustrations continue right to the very end. I think you still want to colour your pictures. So I'd love to see that when it's finished. Well done, Addie. And last but not least, I wanted to show you some design and technology work that's been happening in year 4, both year 4 classes. So these examples I've taken from Miss Nixon's class, but Miss Hall's class are finishing theirs today. So hopefully we'll be able to see some of their designs. So the children's design brief was that they had to design a book sleeve. So something that could protect a special book. Had to be the right size. And it's a multi-step process that the children have been through. The first thing they had to do was they had to create a really nice fabric, and they did this by tie-dyeing, using dyes so this was a white piece of material, and they've tie-dyed it to create a really attractive piece of material. Then the children had to use their sewing skills to make sure that the book sleeve, the book pocket, was nicely sewn up using running stitch there. Then they had to choose and design and attach some kind of fastening. So Alana here has gone for a button with a buttonhole, which works perfectly so that she can get her book out. And then they had to add some decoration. So it was a really involved piece of design work. And I can see Alana there, you've put your initials on and some feathers. So well done to you, Alana. I've also got, I'm not sure whose all of these are, to be honest. I think this is yours, Bobby. I think this is yours. Some clues there. You've chosen a football theme and a button and a buttonhole. Nicely done, Bobby. And I'm not sure, but I love these colours on here. I'm not sure who I is. Just not sure who that is, but you will know. Maybe it's Isabella. I think it might be Isabella. Isabella, yours is beautiful. I love the purples, blues, greens that you've chosen to tie-dye your material. And again, I really like your feathers. I like your applique design of your initial, and your very, very good and purposeful fastening at the top there. So a great design project and some really good outcomes there on display in Miss Nixon's classroom. So I think that's all from me for now. So I wish you a very happy half-term holiday. I hope the sun shines. I hope you enjoy your time with your family. And I will see you back at school in a week's time. Happy holidays, everybody. Bye for now.